The 11th annual Walk for Reconciliation looks a bit different than the last 10. This year's event is happening here at Fort Calgary, but it's being live streamed for those at home. It's to mark National Indigenous Peoples Day. It comes amid the Black Lives Matter movement and global protests to end racism and police brutality. Here in Canada, the treatment of Indigenous people is at the center of the conversation.
When you're a person of color, you can feel it every day, weekly or monthly. And so we've got to remember that we're all in this together and we need to support each other.
Crowfoot Indian Residential School.
The ceremony included a reading of all the names of Alberta's residential schools to acknowledge those who survived them, those who didn't, and those still affected today through generational trauma.
In the middle of the night, you could hear a young boy or child screaming real loud, and I know what's happening.
Helmer, two young men, Akoska Nova, attended the Morley Residential School from 1954 to 1962. The schools were created by the Canadian government in the 19th century with the purpose to rid Indigenous people of their cultures, languages, and belief systems, and to teach them English and Christianity.
I always said to residential school that it scarred my soul the rest of my life.
Helmer, like so many other survivors, has undergone extensive trauma. He says he's happy to have survived, but it will always leave a mark. He remembers the day he escaped as a young boy.
You tie a dog under a tree for a long, long time. When you untie him, you just take off. That's exactly what I did. I'm free at last. But the scar in my injury still follows me.
Charlotte attended a recent protest to stand in solidarity with the movement and her people.
To show our youth and our children that we're all in this together. And if there's inequity with any nation, that we need to show up for each other.
In Calgary, Taylor Braat, City News.